The year was 1864, a time of great turmoil and upheaval in the heart of Mexico. Mexico, a land soaked in the blood of revolution, was caught in the clutches of another conflict. The landscape, once vibrant and full of life, now bore the scars of countless battles, its beauty marred by the relentless march of war. The French had come, their ambitions as vast as the Mexican sky. They marched through the arid deserts, their presence a stark reminder of foreign intervention and the high stakes of imperial ambition. Emperor Maximilian, a puppet ruler placed on the throne by Napoleon III, fought to maintain a fragile grip on power. His reign was marked by uncertainty and the constant threat of rebellion, his every move shadowed by the specter of defeat. His adversaries, the loyalists of the deposed Benito Juarez, were scattered but not broken. They hid in the rugged landscapes, their resolve as unyielding as the rocky terrain that sheltered them. They fought on, their resistance a flickering flame in the wind. Each skirmish, each act of defiance, was a testament to their unbroken spirit and their unwavering commitment to their cause. The sun beat down on the parched earth, baking the land a dusty brown. The relentless heat was a constant companion, sapping the strength of those who dared to traverse the unforgiving terrain. A column of smoke rose in the distance, a grim testament to the chaos engulfing the nation. It was a signal of destruction, a beacon of the ongoing strife that seemed to have no end. The air, thick with the scent of gunpowder and decay, carried the whispers of war. Every breath was a reminder of the violence that had become a daily reality for the people of Mexico. It was a time of uncertainty, where allegiances shifted like sand dunes in the desert wind. Loyalties were tested and the line between friend and foe blurred in the haze of conflict. 3 Egyptian soldiers, part of a contingent sent by the Ottoman Empire to support Maximilian, stumbled through the desolate landscape. Their mission was clear, but the path ahead was fraught with peril. Ibrahim the eldest bore the weight of responsibility for his younger comrades Rashid and Yusuf. He was their guide, their protector, and their hope in this foreign land. Separated from their unit during a skirmish with Warista rebels, they were lost in a land as foreign to them as the moon. The vast desert stretched out before them, an endless expanse of uncertainty. Their supplies were dwindling, their throats parched, their hope fading with each passing hour. The harsh reality of their situation weighed heavily on their minds, each step a struggle against despair. As the sun began its descent, casting long shadows across the barren plains, they spotted a flicker of movement in the distance. It was a glimmer of hope in an otherwise bleak landscape, a sign that they were not alone. 2 figures, silhouetted against the dying light, approached cautiously. Their movements were slow and deliberate, a testament to the caution bred by the harsh realities of war. Hope surged within the weary Egyptians. Maybe, just maybe, their luck was about to change. The possibility of rescue, of finding allies in this desolate land, reignited a spark of determination within them. They braced themselves for what was to come, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead with renewed vigor. The 2 figures approached, their faces obscured by wide-brimmed sombreros. The sun beat down mercilessly, casting long shadows on the parched earth. Each step they took seemed to echo in the vast emptiness of the desert, a testament to their isolation. They were Frenchmen, Pierre and Jean, also separated from their unit during the chaos of a recent battle. The battle had been fierce, with cannon fire and musket shots ringing through the air, leaving them disoriented and lost in the aftermath. They spoke no Arabic, the Egyptians no French. The language barrier was a formidable obstacle, making every attempt at communication a frustrating endeavor. Gestures and facial expressions became their only means of conveying their needs and intentions. Yet the universal language of desperation transcended the barriers of language. In their eyes, one could see the same fear, the same hope for survival. It was a silent agreement, a mutual understanding born out of necessity. They were all soldiers caught in the throes of a war that seemed to have no end. The landscape around them was a testament to the devastation, with scorched earth and remnants of battle scattered everywhere. Each soldier carried the weight of their experiences, their eyes reflecting the horrors they had witnessed. As darkness descended, they were joined by 2 more figures, this time Mexicans. The night brought with it a sense of foreboding, the shadows playing tricks on their minds. The Mexicans, Miguel and Joaquin, emerged cautiously, their eyes scanning the surroundings for any signs of danger. Miguel and Joaquin, loyalists to Emperor Maximilian, were wary of the foreigners. Their loyalty to their cause made them suspicious of anyone who might be an enemy. The desert was a harsh place, and trust was a rare commodity. Their faces, weathered by years of hardship, held a deep-seated mistrust. The lines on their faces told stories of battles fought and comrades lost. Each wrinkle was a testament to their resilience and determination to survive. The specter of betrayal loomed large in this conflict, where allegiances were fluid and trust a luxury few could afford. Every interaction was tinged with suspicion, every gesture scrutinized for hidden motives. In such an environment, even the smallest act of kindness was met with caution. Despite the language barrier, the stifling heat, and the mutual suspicion, a strange kind of camaraderie began to form. Around the campfire they shared stories of their homelands, their families, and their dreams. The flickering flames cast a warm glow, momentarily dispelling the darkness of their situation. They were united by their predicament, their shared desire to survive. In the face of adversity, they found strength in each other. The bonds they formed were fragile, yet they provided a glimmer of hope in an otherwise bleak existence. They shared what little food and water they had left, their gestures speaking louder than words. Each morsel of food, each drop of water, was a lifeline, a symbol of their shared struggle. In those moments they were not just soldiers from different lands but fellow human beings fighting for survival. The Egyptians, with their strange customs and even stranger language, were a source of fascination for the Frenchmen and Mexicans. Their rituals, their way of life, were so different from what Pierre, Jean, Miguel, and Joaquin had known. Yet, in their differences, they found a curious sense of unity, a reminder that despite their diverse backgrounds, they were all part of the same human story. The next morning, driven by the need for water and a desperate hope of finding their way back to their respective lines, they set off together. The early light of dawn cast long shadows on the sand, and the coolness of the morning was a brief respite from the heat that would soon follow. Each step they took was heavy with the weight of uncertainty, yet they moved forward with a shared determination. The landscape was unforgiving, the sun a relentless enemy. The vast expanse of the desert stretched out before them, a sea of sand with no end in sight. The heat waves danced on the horizon, creating illusions of water that vanished as they approached. The harsh conditions tested their endurance, but they knew that stopping was not an option. Yet, they pressed on, their shared predicament forging a bond that transcended language and culture. The soldiers, though from different backgrounds, found strength in their unity. They helped each other through the toughest stretches, sharing what little water they had and offering words of encouragement. Their faces, etched with determination, told a story of resilience and hope. Ibrahim, the oldest of the Egyptians, proved to be a natural leader. His experience and wisdom were invaluable in navigating the treacherous terrain. He had an uncanny ability to find the best paths and avoid potential dangers. His presence was a source of comfort and stability for the group. His calm demeanor and quiet authority inspired confidence in the others. When he spoke, the others listened, knowing that his guidance could mean the difference between life and death. His leadership was not just about giving orders, it was about instilling a sense of purpose and direction in the group. Pierre, the taller of the Frenchmen, possessed a sharp wit and a keen eye for detail. He was always on the lookout for signs of life or any indication of their location. His observations often led to crucial decisions about their route. Pierre's ability to notice the smallest details made him an invaluable asset to the group. He quickly learned to communicate with the Egyptians through a combination of gestures and broken Spanish, which Miguel spoke. This makeshift language became their lifeline, allowing them to share vital information and coordinate their efforts. The soldiers' willingness to learn from each other and adapt to their circumstances was a testament to their resourcefulness. As they journeyed, they shared stories of their homelands, their families, their lives before the war. These moments of camaraderie provided a much-needed escape from the harsh reality of their situation. Around the campfire, they laughed and reminisced, finding solace in the shared human experience. The stories they told were a reminder of what they were fighting for and the lives they hoped to return to. They discovered common ground in their hopes and dreams, their fears and sorrows. Despite their different backgrounds, they realized that they were not so different after all. Their conversations revealed a deep sense of empathy and understanding, bridging the gaps between them. The bonds they formed were not just of necessity, but of genuine friendship. The Egyptians spoke of the Nile, the lifeblood of their nation, and the ancient pyramids that guarded the sands of time. They described the beauty of their homeland, the rich history, and the cultural heritage that they were so proud of. Their stories, painted vivid pictures of a land that was both timeless and ever-changing. The Frenchmen described the bustling streets of Paris, the Eiffel Tower rising like a steel sentinel above the city. They spoke of the art, the music, and the vibrant life that filled the city. Paris, with its charm and elegance, was a stark contrast to the desolate desert they now found themselves in. Their tales of the city brought a sense of normalcy and hope to the group. Miguel and Joaquin spoke of the rolling hills of Mexico, the vibrant culture and the constant struggle for freedom. They shared stories of their ancestors' fight for independence and the rich traditions that define their identity. Their words were filled with passion and pride, reminding everyone of the importance of their mission and the strength of their spirit. After days of arduous travel, they stumbled upon a small village, or what was left of it. The church, its bell tower shattered, stood like a broken tooth against the skyline. Homes were reduced to rubble, the streets eerily deserted. The stench of death hung heavy in the air. They soon discovered that the village had been raided by mercenaries, men who fought for neither side but for profit, preying on the weak and the vulnerable. The few survivors, mostly women and children, were huddled in the remains of a cantina, their eyes filled with fear and despair. Despite their own exhaustion and hunger, the soldiers knew they could not simply abandon these people to their fate. They had stumbled into a war that was not their own, yet they were bound by a common humanity. They decided to stay and help, to offer what little protection they could.